Hello YouTube, this is Blurred Sci-Fi Gamer. Welcome to Blurred Pokemon Plays, an archive of all of my Pokemon ROM hack development. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Welcome back. In this video, we are taking on Brock of the Pewter City Gym for a rematch. This rematch is available once the player has 16 badges and speaks with Professor Oak to open up Mount Silver. Many different ways to get back into Kanto. You can do the surfing bridge that I did down by New Barktown. You can take the magnet train, fast ship SS Aqua, or you could just take the bicycle back through Route 28 over to the Kanto side and then fly. Once you get to Brock, you'll see he has a team of 6 versus the 5 from last time. You can find his updated roster for the rematch in the description of this video. Once again, Brock is going to lead with his Forretress. Forretress is a lead because it is spikes stacking. All of the spike stacking leads in this ROM hack are also carrying a focus band, which gives them a 1 in 9 chance of just surviving a knockout. If you lead correctly, like I did with Typhlosion here, you're basically starting the battle up 6-5. For Brock, my design philosophy, I said this in the original Brock video, was to get away from him being a rock type trainer where all his Pokemon had 4 times weaknesses to either grass or water or both. It wasn't much of a challenge. What I've done with Brock in this ROM hack, and especially in this rematch as well, is I've given Brock his anime team. These are all the Pokemon he's used in the anime that are Gen 1 or Gen 2 Pokemon. It honors his evolution as a character and as a breeder. And it makes for a surprisingly more competitive battle because he's got a decent mix of type diversity here. We saw his Ninetales, which is his Vulpix, and now we see Golem. I do not recall if his Geodude ever made it on screen to being a Golem, but that's what this is Brock's Geodude. Golem in this ROM hack has had its attack and defense buffed by 10 as a later gen. It's a later gen buff, it makes it consistent with later gens. All of the stat changes have been restricted in this ROM hack to match only what's in later gens. By later gens, I mean Generation 6 and forward. There are things like Nidoking's attack was bumped from 92 to 102. Pidgeot's speed was bumped from 91 to 101. Raichu's speed was bumped from 100 to 110. All of these are reflected in the ROM hack. There have been no arbitrary base stat adjustments other than one important one, which is Meryl and Azumarill have had their attacks buffed to essentially be the equivalent of if they were having the ability Huge Power. If I recall, it's somewhere around 150 or 160, but I did the calculation in the code. Other than that, the rest of the stats are the same as vanilla. It only happened under those parameters. Out is his Crobat. Brock's Crobat is another very important Pokemon from his anime. This gives him some great coverage, particularly against grass types. If you walk into this gym with a Meganium thinking you're going to 6-0 Brock, you're probably not going to make it very far. I mean, he's got Forretress, Ninetales, and Crobat. Crobat is running the Toxistol set, which is pretty common in this ROM hack. Fly, Giga Drain, Toxic, and Recover. Giga Drain takes care of those rock Pokemon. that can take a fly. Everything else gets stalled out by a combination of Toxic, Fly, and Recover. Brock's ace is Steelix. That is his Steelix. It's running a Curse and Whirlwind set. It's mostly going to use Curse in its attacks. Whirlwind is an interesting choice, but it has some synergy with Spikes. This is essentially the same Steelix as Jasmine Steelix. The only difference is Jasmine is running Mint Berry. Brock's Steelix is running Leftovers with Whirlwind. For Steelix, you're going to want to use your strongest water type attacker. Fire works as well, but you have to be careful about Earthquake. You have to make sure you can knock Steelix out in one hit. Otherwise, your fire type's going to be sent right back to its Pokeball. Last but not least, we have Brock's Blissey. This is an addition from round 1. Brock had 5 Pokemon, was only missing 1 slot. The final slot goes to Blissey. It was always going to be Blissey. No other Pokemon even came to mind. Brock's Blissey is very special to him and is iconic. Blissey is running a pretty standard competitive set, just without Toxic. It's running Psychic, as Seismic Toss for consistent damage, and Psychic to somewhat do something about those fighting types if it can ever live a hit. It usually won't. But once again, check the description to get each Pokemon's moveset. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and join our community.